Hi guys, and welcome back to another instalment of Workshop Walks for MK Sportscars and Kit Car Direct. It's Sunday. We're back in working today. We've seen on the socials you're waiting for the video, and apologies for that. We're flat out as always. It seems to be this year's cracked on for 2020. Last week of the month coming up. It's week 8 at the moment, so last week of February coming up. Not very nice out there. We've got a couple of test drives we've got to do today, which we're sorting out, and we're back in on. Probably a half day hopefully today we'll do in the workshop, but just shows how committed we are to getting your cars done. We've seen a couple of things on social media actually. I don't know if you signed up to our MK Sportscars official owners club on Facebook, but if not, jump on there. Neil will probably post up a link, get on there and have a look. See a couple of posts about differences in carbon weight and GRP weight. So do you know what, we'll show you. We'll do a little exercise. We've got the scales out, we love our scales, and we'll do some weights here for you. So we've got some products here. I'm going to weigh them for you and give you the totals at the end, so you can see not only does the product look better, it's stronger, it's lighter, bit of performance gain at the same time. So what we got here, first up, we got our standard sort of GRP CSR wing. We do these in, well, this is Kawasaki green. We do many colour choices in those. Neil will show you there, that's great. Look, we do standard colours, etc. So we'll turn the scales on and see what he's come out. So we're looking at standard CSR wing coming in 916 grams. I'm sure you can zoom in on that for you. That's the standard GRP. Then we do our pre-peg version. You can probably hear the difference straight away. Lighter, stronger, it's well backed up, very light, you'll see in a second. Coming in at 490 grams. Not quite half the weight, but almost that. And obviously you've got a pair of those on each of the car. So there's a significant weight saving just on your front wings alone there, really. And they look nicer, I think, sometimes if you've got that sort of carbon pack and you're trying to break the colour up of the car. So next on the agenda, obviously the most popular thing is rear wings, standard GRP. Again, we do all the colours in those as well. And these come in, you can feel they're not massively heavy, but we're 2,378. So 2.3 kilos coming in on that. And then again, we got this is only in the standard width for the moment though, chaps, but this is the MK one, really nicely detailed. It's a lovely product, all backed up in line, but again, light, strong. We come in here, it's just over a kilo, so almost 1.3 kilo per corner on the rear arches. So quite a bit of weight saving there actually on those. And then we do other products in these. We've got two here, I'm going to show you. So we got call it the standard double bubble, and this is in bright yellow, the standard aero screen that we do. A lot of the cars would have had this maybe originally before we developed the other style. Coming in 1.54 kilos, no, a bit more is how it scales. 1.58 kilos. Put that down. And then we do our standard sort of pre-peg carbon. This actually works way better as well. It throws the air when you're going along right over the top of your head rather than a double bubble. Can get under your lid a little bit there. So, and this comes in a whopping 242 grams. I mean, that's a huge saving just on the aero screen alone there. It's nice, strong, and it actually works better, say efficiency wise. It does throw the air over your helmet when you're on track especially. And then we got a standard GRP. This one had been cut out, but I've got the other bit that come in. Sorry about that. We got a standard GRP dashboard. This was a bit that was cut out, with replacing that back in, but so then just 1.1 kilos, 1.17 kilos. And then we move over to the pre-peg car. And again, we do them in the GRP within choice of colours, but if you're looking at blinging the interior car, we do the pre-peg dashboard, nicely backed up. Again, this is very light, really light. 448 grams. I mean, we're talking grams. So most of these components, this is the difference here. It's quite a bit of difference. So we did do the maths beforehand because my head don't work that quick. Total weight saving. So if you went carbon pack, front wings, rear wings, dashboard, aero screen, you're 5.5 kilos on your car in the weight saving. It looks better, looks nicer. It's a much more durable product as well. So 5.5 kilos it's a performance gaining at the same time. So there you go, we've answered one of your questions. You don't have to do it on Facebook. If you want it here and you want it on part of the video, what do you need from us? Give us a shout or an email, or stick it on Facebook and say MK or whatever, how can you help me out, or Kit Car Direct. Give us some answers, we'll try and give you these solutions to it. So that's what we've been answering questions. We do keep it out on socials. We'll head out into the workshop now and show you what's been going on. So the Lotus 64, we've been working on this again this week. New rev counter has been installed. We had problems with that. There were some electrical issues which we've been speaking out. So we fit the rev counter in, that's now working. Speedo's now working. The amp meter is now working correctly. We found that whoever installed it originally had really hadn't thought about it. When they pushed it in, the amp meter was earthing out on the chassis, so we've modified that to make that fit. New rear pads, well, shoes on this one have gone in as well, and a few other little bits. Oh, the seat belts we've put in. Got the this doesn't need seat belts officially for the year, but we've put the classic style seat belts in this. Nice little quick bit just for a lap belt to keep it very historic and what the car is. Test drove it yesterday. A few little gremlins we've got to sort out because it is a brand new restoration for the chap. By another company, a couple of bits we've got to sort out for him. Brakes are a little bit spongy, so we've got to get back into those. So there's a couple of little jobs for this week that we'll do, and hopefully we should be able to get this back to the customer now, ready for, hopefully the sun will come out sooner or later. That'd be nice. We'll move on down the workshop. Busa car we've been tinkering with for IVA. Nothing really major's changed on that in any way. And then we go down to the Westfield. So as you know, the Westfield came in the other week. We've been playing around with a mock-up engine in this one. We're about to bring his bodywork in to try and help us look at alignment of heights, etc. We've done the sort of final installation for heights and everything on this now, and we've done the mock-up, which Rob will see. We're sending the pictures like we said. Final mock-up of the turbo, which our manifold here and everything with the TD04 clears. The chassis rail, it's tight down here, but you've got the TD04, and this flange will change. We'll put a different flange on this for the turbo pipe to go onto it. But that's in now. We just got to make the engine mount. It's a little bit tricky in there, and the gearbox mount. So that's on. It was just a question of fitment really, and trying to get the gear lever into a similar position where he had it before, because he had all his gator in here, and we've pretty much lined it up here. That comes through. You'll see the gearbox is down in there, and that's pretty much coming in the same hole. We've kept it all where we can, making sure the clutch, slave cylinder and that all clears the bulkhead panel, because it's really tight in this area with the Westfields, trying to get them under this bulkhead. On our cars we don't have this section part in here, it's all bolt out and bolt in, so it's a bit tight. I think he's doing a different manifold, but this is just a mock-up engine. He's doing a fully forged engine here. So yeah, we're ready to we'll crack on with it this week, just to do now it's all set. We do make the engine mounts for it, so that's on. And then we move on to the S2000. Right, S2000, been playing around with this week as well. So we've done the mock-up for we just got making for a adapter here, but the air filter's gone in. We've got oil cooler sandwich plates in. We've got a remote oil cooler on this that we've mounted in, going to the oil cooler feeding up as well, to the 19-row oil cooler. That's been mounted. Clutch lines have been done. We've got all the ECU finally in. That's all installed and wired in. So we've got the Omix 630 series ECU on this, with a plug and play wiring loom on that as well. We've modified most of the coolant pipes are in now. Engine earth straps have gone in. We made the bulkhead panel for it. So yeah, we're back on with a few other bits that we had to do for electrics. We've been sorting out the rear electrics, ready to come up as well. Mate, it's little bits and bobs on this. It's taking its time, I suppose. Making brackets for everything as well. We're just waiting for the manifold to come back from final mock-up as well. So we're cracking along. I reckon this should be firing in the next week or so. We should be ready to fire up, but we're just trying to get all the little bits done. The customer came yesterday. A few other modifications required, steering column and things like that. We've got to put a quick release steering wheel bottom on, and a few little bits and bobs that he wants to change on the vehicle. I think it happens all the time when projects evolve. They see other stuff with other cars that are in here, and sometimes they go, oh, I quite like that on mine. So a few little changes in the project as we go along, but happy with that. And then the rocker cover is going to be painted red now, not colour matched to the blue. Again, that's a change yesterday, but I quite like the red. Traditional Honda, looks fantastic. One other thing that Neil just pointed out, actually, because Neil's been doing the electrics on this, is check these things, guys. Silly little things, but you can see this has been rubbing on the tyre when suspension droop. we're putting LEDs in, changing it out for these, but you forget that when you put that in, how far that actually sinks in, and when it's dropping down with maybe 2 passengers in the car, it was actually hitting on the tyre and rubbing through the electrics. We wondered why we couldn't get the indicators to even work, and then we suddenly like, oh, actually, it's because they're shredded. So it's silly little things, and I'm sure you do check your cars over, but it's just a little pointer and a little heads up for you. Right, so as it's Sunday, I suppose this is our Sunday brunch. You can see here, we say we've been waiting for parts on the Busa turbo car. Well, all of this has to magically get into there, and this is the next project. It's all laid out, ready now. We've sort of done a lot of mock-up on this, as you know, whether it be diff, intercooler, exhaust, fuel lines, oil fixings, bracing bars, actuators, water pumps, air filters, return and feed pipes for turbos, etc. All got to go into there, so we're on with that this week. We've done so much mock-up, but it is all waiting for fittings, unfortunately. A couple of bits for the oil cooler that we had to get hold of here that were supplied with the kit, but they were actually deburred here. Someone's had a go at it, so we're waiting for other fittings, but it's as you find them out. So yeah, this is not all of it, but most of the components that we've got to go into there. We've got a dashboard, AIM dashboard to go into it as well. We've got to make a new pre-peg carbon dashboard for this, which we've got as well. So this is just engine components really. So yeah, we're going to try and eat through this and have a bit of fun doing it as well at the same time. So that's where we are with the Busa. It was waiting for components, but that most of that is here now, so we can start piecing it together, the puzzle. So hopefully you'll see more next. We'll try and do Thursday next week. We'll try and do Thursday, see how we get on. So yeah, and then we've got another chassis. Actually, we made another chassis this week, so we'll head over to there. Right, yeah, so RX5 chassis here, as you can see, another one made, still the one in the box. One went last week to Italy, that space is empty. This one goes up, I think it's first week March, isn't it? First week March? Yeah, the box. Yes. Yeah, first week March. This one's come in, we've finished that for the customer, just waiting for a few other component parts. Again, that will go out locally, but we've got still quite a reasonable queue. We've had a lot of customers in this week, test drives and etc. You're welcome down any time if you want to test drive in the Mazda car, etc. A couple of customers in this week as well, looking to do kits and start for the season. Great time to start. We've got somewhere around 8 weeks lead time at the moment on them as well. So yeah, that's been made this week, and we've got more in the jigs starting being made now. Selling extremely well, really happy with these. So that's where we're at this week. Apologies that it's Sunday. Maybe you've got a bit of time and you're chilling out and watching the rugby this afternoon. I don't know, maybe you will be. We won't be. We're going to be working on Project Phil, boosted turbo, boosted Indy. So yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll try and do next Thursday for you, maybe Friday, but we'll do our very best. So like, share, you know where we are, guys. Catch you next week.